Boys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a killer video on deck. As you guys can see, we're going to be talking about how to pack on 15 pounds of lean muscle on essential autopilot, but not bulking. There's so many misconceptions that, oh my God, like you need to bulk to, get stronger, get bigger when, yeah, you could do that. But if you want to look like essential crap, that's not the way to do it. If you want to build a lean, aesthetic physique and pack on muscle the right way, I'm going to show you guys exactly how it's done, and I'm going to break down the entire, system that I use. Guys, I've used this method, I literally rinse, repeat this method. As you guys can see right here, I'm around 160 pounds, 170, and right now I'm around like 180. Rinse, repeat model. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it, and it's going to literally show you how to pack on muscle, but the right way. So guys, I broke this video down to two kind of ways. It's like the bulk and traditional stuff that literally doesn't work, so outdated, and how to really build lean aesthetic muscle. So guys, let's get right into it. I'm so pumped about this. So guys, again, the goal of this video is to understand how to build lean muscle without getting any excess fat. So guys, when we talk about this, again, as I mentioned, there's two ways to go about it. But the biggest problem you're probably, if you tried this or you tried stuff before, is that you're eating too many calories. And essentially, when you eat too many calories, it's going in the wrong spots. Maybe it's going in these cheeks, the stomach, the love handles, like all this different stuff. But if we do it the right way, we get actual precision, it's going to really not only change our results, but the way we feel and the way we look. So, again, guys, I want to show you exactly. This is the method, again, as I just mentioned, I rinse and repeat. And, guys, the biggest thing with this is you could stay ripped. Like this is, like, ripped. Every single picture, just lean aesthetic. It's just me, like, not even less than a week ago. Like, insane. And you're packing on muscle, and you're getting bigger, and you're getting stronger. So again, guys, let's get into it. So guys, I want to talk about the traditional bodybuilding methods, why they don't work, why they're so outdated, and how we can understand building this lean aesthetic muscle. Again, guys, I've been through the entire journey. I know what it feels like to not get the results. It's been a, essentially a long journey, to say the least. But if I have this blueprint right here, I'd really fast track my growth probably by half this time, if not more. This is how much I want to give you guys. So again, guys, let's first just break down the wrong ways about doing about this, which is the traditional bodybuilding methods, guys. And we're going to talk about why they do not work. And the biggest thing, as you guys can see right here, it's basically like this method's like basically like the main emphasis of this thing is like quantity over quality. How much weight can I pack on? How much stronger can I get? But you're not gonna, like, again, guys, you guys see from my physique, the results didn't show. I was focused on how much weight can I gain? What's that number on the scale gonna be? Meanwhile, if I actually did it the right way and I was focusing on, quality over quantity, I'd unlock these results a lot sooner. So it's all about the frameworks and the skill sets and the information I'm going to break down for you guys. But again, understanding, how to go about lean muscle gain and traditional bodybuilding methods, it's really going to give you the distinction and really how to go about the right way. So guys, let's just break down the traditional bodybuilding methods, why they don't work, and why quantity over quality is literally just crap. So again, guys, let's get into it. As you guys see, it's a full packed video. Like, I really try to leave nothing out. Cause like, guys, like, this is literally the cheat code. It's a rinse and repeat process. I literally do. So guys, let's just talk about, an overview about traditional bulking. I'm sure you guys are, aware of this. If not, I kind of want to give you to a little more detail, a little more perspective. Someone who's been on this side of the journey, and it just didn't literally get me any results and just wasted my time all in all. So traditional bulking, guys, is where you gain, of course, both muscle and fat. But the problem with this, you're in such a calorie surplus, is that you're going to get unwanted fat gain in places you don't want. Like I mentioned, you can get it in the hips, the face, the stomach, the love handles. You guys get it. It's going to go in places where you don't want, and it's kind of going to take away from your results because you're eating in so much of a calorie surplus that, this excess fat gain is really going to, cover up the muscle growth because you're just eating so much. You're eating so much in a calorie surplus compared to your maintenance calories. And that's the biggest thing with this is like, it's all about calories in, calories out. I'm sure that's pretty self-explanatory, but again, guys, it's just like the nutrition's so important for this. Like, of course, I'm not neglecting the training. Nutrition's 80% of the work, and once you get the nutrition down and you rely on, of course, the other 20%, that's how you get like unrecognizable results. But the most important thing is the nutrition, and once we can get this nailed down, as I mentioned here, we're going to unlock growth. And then, guys, as you know, this is, as a skinny guy myself, I know the feeling, guys. I know essentially why, why it sucks sometimes, but you got to enjoy the journey, and I hope these frameworks really help you guys, to say the least. So again, guys, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 calories is a large calorie surplus that, you know, risks intense fat gain. As you guys can see here, you know, look at that. Like, you just don't want this. No, you don't want this. So, you know, like, you're going to get the excess fat gain, you know, in the stomach, and it kind of takes away from the entire physique, being honest. Like, you look like an idiot, basically. Like, you can't even say you work out if you have that stomach right there. So that's the, you know, like, I think where traditional bodybuilder methods, these outdated methods really just don't work, is because, like, you are your results. And if you don't look like your results, then you really are not doing stuff the right way, yet you don't have the right information, the right frameworks, and the right skill sets. You don't have this stuff because you're not doing it right. And the reason is, as you guys can see, large calorie surplus, you risk intense fat gain, is that it leaves, you know, especially for skinny guys, you're going to feel bloated, you're going to feel weak and less defined. The biggest thing for me was I felt extremely bloated when I was doing this. Apologies, it's like slight fell. Sorry, guys. But like, the biggest thing with this was, like, I felt bloated and less defined when I was doing it, because, like, if I looked at myself, I'd be like, damn, like, I'm putting in all these reps and I'm not seeing the results, and it'd kill me internally. And it was all because, like, I wasn't counting my macros. I wasn't eating the right way. Again, I was just going over my surplus by so many calories that it basically left me like a soft and puffy physique, which to say the least. Like, so I got a couple other things I want to show you guys, and these are the two things that I think it's really gonna, like, hit on the head, because I'm gonna show you this and then the right way to do stuff. And if you guys don't know me, if you see my journey, I was, again, like 125 pounds, 130. I'm 180 pounds right now. But, like, again, this is like, again, like, I tried it twice. So this was like me later in the journey. And then this was like me starting from here to here. So, like, obviously I put on size, but, like, look at my stomach. Like, it literally looks like I don't even work out, because there's no definition. I'm not defined. I didn't know what I was doing. And this is the biggest thing that, you know, I went through in my journey. I'm sure so many people as well, is like, when you're skinny and you want to start putting on that muscle, you got to put in the right spots. And I want to talk about reason this doesn't work effectively for skinny men. As you guys can see, you know, me right there, is that, again, the fast metabolism. So when I was growing up, it was really hard for me. Like, I would, like, again, like, I ate terrible. I was eating fast food every single day. And basically, like, when I was doing this, like, again, like, I'm just trying to think, because it was just so funny how bad I ate. Was that, like, I, again, would, like, put on weight. Again, I had a fast metabolism, so I had to eat a little more, but, like, it wouldn't go in the right spots. And I'd like, be like, why? Like, I'm over my calories. I should be gaining weight. I should be put on muscle. I should be jacked, all this different stuff. But in all reality was that, like, when I was going so over my extra calories on, like, what my, compared to my maintenance was again, that the body can't use all these extra calories for muscle growth. Again, obviously, because, like, you're just, again, eating crap. You're not using the right systems in place and the right frameworks, and it's just going to places where you don't want it. Spot reduction does not work, guys. If you're asking about that, it doesn't work. You got to drop down the body fat percentage, because I always thought, you know, let me just lose the fat right here. It unfortunately doesn't work like that. I wish it did, because maybe I'd find a different way to solve this at a younger age. But again, guys, you know, the problem with going so far over your calories is that it's going to be stored significant amount as fat, which then is going to increase your body fat percentage. You're going to get fatter, and then you're not going to have as much muscle mass. And even if you do have some muscle mass, it's just going to be saggy, not defined, because your calories are so high. And then, again, it just defeats the purpose of the way you look if you're training so hard. And the other part is, guys, you're going to have no control. It doesn't allow for you to control over the fat gain. It's going to go anywhere. You just don't know. Predominantly, it's going to go in your stomach, and then your face, and then, you know, your love handles. But, like, you just don't know where it's going to go, because you're just eating like crap all the time. And you don't have any say. That's, you know, that's one of the things we can't control, guys. We can control what we eat, but we can't control where it goes. We can control where it goes when we have our systems in place, which I'm going to break down. But, like, when you're doing it like this, it's kind of a shit show. And then, again, as it doesn't allow for control muscle gain, and the results, as you guys could see on myself, you see some puffy and some bloated appearance, and then, again, like, the muscle is, like, hidden behind your fat, and you look less lean. So, like, I see this really evident here. Like, I have some muscle definition, but I'm not lean. I look puffy. Like, I just look like a balloon. And that was, like, what really happened. So, again, guys, this stuff does not work, but we're going to break down the money system and how we're going to go exactly about packing these 15 pounds of lean muscle on autopilot and not bulking, not doing traditional stuff, because that stuff doesn't work. So guys, let's get right into this. This is like the money shot. Really excited about this. So again, guys, the biggest thing about putting on this 15 pounds of lean muscle, there's 2 ways I'm going to break down, as you guys can see right here. But I want to kind of just give you an overview on why this is the way to go. The reason why lean bulking is so effective, and it's just honestly the way to go, I don't know why people just don't always do it, is that because when you pack on muscle, you're going to minimize your fat gain, but maximize your muscle growth. It's going to be a more controlled approach compared to the other one where it's not really controlled. You really don't have any say in based off a lot of things of it. And here are the 2 ways I think, you really got to see it from this point of view, because it didn't click for me like when I was younger, because I just didn't have the information in the right, symmetrical order, basically. Like, I'd see it from this way. I'd see it from this way. I think both sides are even. If I do this, it's going to get this, symmetrical, like, doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So the biggest reason, again, is like you have to look at it from these 2 standpoints. So when you bulk, guys, so say if we did traditional bulking, you're then going to essentially, okay, you're bigger, you could do this, you could do that approach, but the problem is your time. I'm going to break down this because when you go into bulk, guys, you're going to, again, as you guys know, that you're going to pack on more fat. And when you want to do this, you're going to be like, oh, now I got to go on a cut. And when you go on the cut, you're going to reduce your calories. And then, of course, it's going to take some time, but you can get to, that result. It's just like your time's so important to you. And for me, like the way I view like my body, the entire process, and if I'm fat in a bulk, it really like destroys my self-confidence. Why do that when we don't have to? Why waste our time and why go the wrong way? Why can't we just have all at once? And this is the lean aesthetic bulk. So guys, what we're going to do is the lean way, it's going to buy back our time, your time essentially. You're going to get better results and you're going to feel better. The only caveat with this, guys, because like I have to say this, is that this approach does take longer, but it saves you time in the long run. So if you do it the right way in the beginning, you're not going to be able to have to redo the steps you do later on. So essentially, like if you bulk, then you have to go into the cut. And if you did it the wrong way, if you bulk too heavy, you're going to just look like shit. And then you're essentially going to have to spend more time on the cut. And then you're going to have to retrace your steps. But this is just like very simple, very easy step-by-step process. And if you're looking, like for this, guys, if you're looking for a quick fix solution, this isn't it. That's not it. This takes time, but when you do stuff the right way, the results are that much better. You feel better, you look good, and you're essentially gaining the skill sets and knowledge so you can rinse and repeat this process. Like, as I mentioned, guys, all I did was rinse and repeat this process. When I was at 160, 170, 180, hopefully soon, guys, I'll be 200, but another video for another day. It's the rinse and repeat system. So we broke this down. So now let's break down our blueprint, our roadmap, essentially what we're going to do. So if our goal, guys, like, yeah, we could put like, I think 4 to 5 months. So if our goal right here, if we're going to do this 15 pounds, we have to look at like everyone's body's different. Generally speaking, guys, you should be averaging between like, it says 0.5 to 1 pounds per week. So again, if we look at that, we're around 4 pounds per month, but everyone's body's different. Like for me, I do around 3 pounds. Some could be 2. This is just on average. Like this is a general speaking, like you could do it you can even do it in 3 months. I had a client, Richie, who did this in 3 months and packed 15 pounds, all lean aesthetic muscle. Actually insane. I'll even put his video down below in the description if you guys want to check it out, because we use this system and it literally got some insane results. But everyone's body's different. Generally speaking, you're going to get anywhere from 2 to 4 pounds per month if we're doing it the right way using these frameworks down below. As I mentioned, and the reason, again, you guys want to do it this way, not get 5 to 6 pounds per month, is because you're going to just gain excess fat. Then you're going to have to go on a cut. You're going to look terrible, all this stuff. And again, guys, the reason we do it this way is that we're going to build muscle at a steady rate for muscle gain. So let's break our system down. So guys, the reason for skinny guys, it's hard for us to gain weight. Like as I mentioned, I'm in your shoes. I've been extremely scrawny, skinny, insecure, all those good things that no one wants, I had. And as we know, we have fast metabolism. Depending on where you are in your journey, I had a really fast metabolism. So, it was really hard for me to gain weight. But the biggest thing that if I can go back and literally just like redo essentially, and so I don't have to go through those phases as you guys saw, those hiccups, was that I'd ensure I do a small surplus, but I was ensuring that I was, of course, getting the muscle growth without risking fat accumulation. So basically like eating right, like of course, like you could eat stuff that is not good for you. But when you're eating right and you're over a small calorie surplus, it's gonna break at some point. You just got to keep on putting the reps in. I didn't know that. I didn't have the long-term thinking, sustainability. I didn't know that stuff existed. I just wanted the quick fix solution, yet I got quick fix results, which were crap, essentially, to keep it the least. And guys, this is something I just didn't do when I was starting, which I wish, because I think I'd really be here in half the time. The foundation of this system is built on tracking and nutrition. Of course, when you're like lifting, when you're eating, all this different stuff, you got to track your stuff for, again, constant growth. It's the biggest thing. I'm telling you, it's just going to change the way you do things. So again, guys, I broke this down to 4 kind of playbooks. As you guys see right here, we're going to break down our nutrition strategy, our training, muscle and recovery, and then some common mistakes that a lot of people need to avoid. And then I'm going to sum this up for some key essentials. Let's get right into it. Let's do it. So nutrition strategy, guys. So really important for this is you don't need to drink a mass gainer. You don't need to drink protein shakes. Protein shakes are only good for convenient purposes. Again, if you're tight on time, I wouldn't have it as a staple of your diet. But again, guys, if you want it, there's nothing wrong with that. For me, I just get bad acne with it. So I just always do whole food based, but totally your call. And the reason we want to do whole food based, guys, because it's high quality nutrient food. Again, we're going to be avoiding junk food because it's going to stimulate excess fat gain. The whole point of our, our calorie surplus is to make sure we're over 200 to 300 calories. And guys, I break down how to go about your maintenance calories, all this different stuff. I'm not going to spend, time here talking about it, but I'll also link that video down below in the description so you guys can check that out. This video is going to be 15 minutes long if I kind of go over, that part again, because I literally break it down very detailed, very specific, and how you could take that framework and apply it to your calorie surplus. But just take that information. If you need to, click that video down below and then start applying these frameworks on top, and it's going to make perfect sense. It's going to start clicking. It's going to start clicking for us. So we're going to be in a 200 to 300 calorie surplus, and our macros are so important. As we know, our macronutrients are, the core 3. We have our proteins, our fats, and our carbs. When we talk about our proteins, guys, this is essential. We need to be hitting at least 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if we weigh, like for me, I'll do a perfect example. I weigh 180 pounds. I'd eat 180 grams. I'm a little more because my macros are a little higher, but for protein specifically, but I always try to hit my body weight in protein. I know we have protein sources like, we can do chicken, we can do steak, we do eggs, we can do egg whites, ground turkey, ground chicken. There's so many, options. Just use stuff you generally enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, don't eat it. I'm not saying eat Taco Bell, Burger King. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like do stuff like the protein sources you like, because that's going to enable consistency, sustainability. It's going to make the process enjoyable. And as we know, protein's a building blocks for building muscle. Our complex carb, guys, I don't want us to eat carbs. Guys, you shouldn't be eating white bread. You shouldn't be eating pretzels, sodas, candies. Yes, guys, if you want to have a treat here and there, nothing wrong with that. Enjoy life. But as our foundation, guys, we need to be doing complex carbs. The body takes longer to break this stuff down, which makes us feel not only full, longer satiated, but it's going to release, the energy slower at a slower rate, which is then going to be used to fuel workouts and recovery without excess fat gain. Guys, complex carbs are a great source. Again, it takes our body, longer to break down, and some sources like sweet potatoes are great. Honestly, I can't say enough good things about sweet potatoes. You have quinoa, whole wheat bread, stuff like this that, guys, are just really, really good for us. And essentially, like, just if you're someone who like only eats white bread and you won't eat whole wheat bread, it's literally just like the same thing, but so much healthier. Like that from that point, it's a lot healthier. But if you're saying like the taste, come on. If you want the result, you're going to do stuff you don't like. You're going to get the taste over time, and you're going to feel a lot better. And then our fats, we have some clean sources. Again, hormone production, muscle growth. And guys, like peanut butter is a really good one. If you don't like peanut butter, you're totally missing out. But peanut butter, we have nuts or some staples. So like, pistachios, cashews, almonds, all that good stuff. And relatively speaking, you want to try to be eating anywhere from every 3 to 4 hours. It's going to enable protein synthesis more efficiently, keeping your body in a constant muscle building state. So guys, this is kind of the nutrition framework I do. It really depends on, so like I have to say this, that it really depends on like what you like most. I really recommend these macros right here. Again, guys, in that video, I really break down into the nuances, the small details about not only how to go about calculating your maintenance, but I really break your core macros down to, the stuff that you could really, have it just change your perspective on nutrition. That video really goes into the detail. I just want to go over the general frameworks. because when you take this general frameworks and then the video down below that really goes into the information, it's just going to start clicking. It's going to give you like, wow, like tunnel vision. You know, it's going to be great. So, but generally speaking, again, guys, like I like to keep, you know, my carbs. You know, I'm very different because at this point I've been doing this journey for a while. I always keep my fats a little higher. So I do my fats anywhere from 30 to 50%. Your carbs are what you backfill at the end. Your protein, I do a little more than 1 gram. I try and do like 1.2, 1.3 per pound of body weight. And then your carbs, you just backfill depending on what your, you know, your percentage is based on your proteins or your fats. That's the way I do it, but check out that video. It's kind of going into more detail what you want, and I really hope that helps. But again, guys, this is how we're going to go about the nutrition standpoint. And now I want to break down the training. But guys, we have to make sure that when we look at your nutrition, so remember what the whole point of this is to pack on 15 pounds of muscle in the time frame of, sorry guys, I'm just looking at it. Yeah, right here. So in time frames of 4 to 5 months. So when you're looking at your nutrition, it's just a little pro tip. Obviously you're going to be in calorie surplus. So say if you're in a calorie surplus and you're kind of not gaining weight, you're just maintaining. You're going to have to bump it up another 100 to 200 calories, depending on how your body kind of adjusts to it. If you're not seeing results and you're staying at the same weight, you're going to have to increase a little bit more. This was just a general framework. But as you start to track your data, that's why I said you have to track your data, because if you don't, you're just guessing. You're going to see that you're going to need to increase your calories, and then you're going to be relying on this whole food-based diet. You're going to be 200 to 300 calories over. You're going to be doing, you know, the protein source we just talked about, and then you're going to watch the video down below, and it's going to go into, you know, the nuances of what to actually, you know, how much of each. Now we're going to get something that really is going to enable us to get the growth we want and to unlock the results, you know, from something like this, like just no, essentially you don't want that, to getting a rinse and repeat framework that you guys could use over and over and over again. But it all starts from building a strong foundation and doing the stuff you don't want to do. Guys, tracking sucks. I know, I'm human too, but you got to do it. And once you get the, you know, honestly, I just don't think you should ever stop. It literally takes 5 seconds. But if you get the skill sets down, then you could kind of, you know, replace that in the long run. So training. So guys, this is, remember we talked about 80% is nutrition, 20% is training. So we need to make sure our training for lean muscle, we need to have our frameworks aligned. So our training split should be aligned. So generally speaking, guys, if you're working out anywhere between 3 to 5 or 6 days, these are the splits I recommend. So 3 days, full body. 4 days, we have an upper and lower. And then 5 or 6 days, we have a push-pull leg or an Arnold split. These are, generally speaking, like stuff that I think it's really foundational framework for us. Like basically, like if you can't train 6 days, that's fine. I use, you know, go to 3 or 4 days and then use upper, lower, full body. And it's just going to make sure we're hitting our muscle groups more times per week. And then we're going to use the framework down below to make sure we stimulate this muscle growth at a faster rate. So training breakdown, guys, I broke these down to 2 key essentials: progressive overload and compound lifts. Extremely important, guys. This is like, you know, the most important aspect of our training. If we're not doing this, we're not going to start essentially to build muscle and to really get the physique we want. Progressive overload, as I'm sure you guys know, if you're not, I'm going to break it down, is the ability to, you know, really put constant challenge your muscles, the ability to get stronger over time. And when we pair this with our compound lifts, the ability to, you know, lift heavier weight and promote muscle growth, we're going to give ourselves a framework to really, you know, get stronger, but to also pack on this muscle and size. For progressive overload, guys, another thing that I really want to touch on is your rep range. So for, again, like generally speaking, we have our compound lifts, as I mentioned right here. Compound lifts are the ability to hit multiple muscle groups simultaneously. So like maybe like our bench press, our squat, our barbell row, you know, our shoulder press, our incline press. These stuff or these exercises have the ability to hit multiple muscle groups, which I mean, like if you guys think like, you know, you're hitting your bench and you only think it's hitting your chest, no, you're hitting your chest, parts of your shoulder, parts of your tricep, your core, you're hitting multiple muscle groups. And the more we could stimulate our compound lifts and the more we could use the right rep ranges, as I'm going to talk right now, we're going to essentially get stronger. We're going to, you know, tailor this with our nutrition and the results are going to just start coming in. And generally speaking, for our compound lifts, guys, I want to do anywhere from 6 to 9 reps. And our isolation movement, which hits a sub point or subgroup of the muscle itself. So like for shoulders, maybe you're doing front laterals, we're going to go anywhere from 8 to 12 or 10 to 12 reps. Once we get consistent, so say you're doing, 9 for compound lifts, you know, for each set. If you're doing that continuously, that means you're going to have to increase the weight. Reps are going to drop and you rinse and repeat to get stronger over time and to literally build muscle. You're going to do the same thing for both frameworks. And again, another thing I want to mention, Always start your compound lifts in the beginning and end with their isolation movements. The reason you want to do this, guys, is because when you start in the beginning, you have the most energy. You're not as fatigued. You're not sore. You want to, spend your time hitting these compound lifts at, the full exertion. If you do it the other way around, you're only hitting a sub-muscle group, and it's kind of counterintuitive to the entire process. So we talked about that. This is kind of go about our training, and then we actually nailed our nutrition. I hope that makes sense. Now we need to talk about the recovery and rest, because, guys, this is so neglected, and I think this is the reason why people don't get the results they want. It's because they think they have to train 3 hours a day. They have to be a gym rat 24/7. Meanwhile, like, you don't have to do that. You can go 3 to 5 or 6 days a week, whatever is best with you and your schedule. Put these frameworks in place, and guys, I'm telling you, if you get the nutrition down, you're going to just get the results a lot quicker, because it's 80% of the work, the training's 20, and now you're actually getting the results. So again, guys, we have to remember muscle grows when Muscle grows when resting. That's actually mad funny. And if you're essentially overtraining all the time, you're going to be so fatigued, so sore that you're not going to really see growth, because your body's going to be shot. Like when you're like, there's days where like my body's shot and like I can't go to the gym. I'm like, dude, like I just need a break. And those breaks are so important, because we're letting our body recover. Again, when you work out, you're breaking apart the muscle and it's growing back stronger. You need the recovery. And essentially, like, when you're overtraining, it's prone to get more injuries, and you're going to burn yourself out. Like, guys, if you're training 3 to 4 hours every single day, you're going to burn yourself out. That's a lot of time in the gym. Don't get me wrong, I love the gym, but like 3 to 4 hours, like every single day, it's not sustainable. Sustainable is our best friend. We need to be looking at it from that point of view. And again, guys, our recovery, we should be looking at anywhere from 1 to 2 days off, and the importance of sleep, hitting 7 to 9 hours, of sleep, and then also hitting our water intake. Water intake is really important, guys. So like anywhere from 3 to 5 water bottles. Stay hydrated so we can think and have our cognitive, mind always running 24/7. That's really important for us. And then last but not least are some common mistakes. So again, guys, especially for skinny guys like anyone watching this, or essentially, like these are the 3 pillars I think that I messed up a lot on my journey, and I think so many people do as well. And I kind of want to just like put this point there, because I think it's going to really kind of like just be another reinforcement loop to here. So the traps of overeating, guys, again, when we hit our protein intake, it's going to, really take away from eating those meals that just don't have any nutritional value, and to go off our diet. Our protein's literally going to make us feel satiated longer. It's going to help us build muscle. It's going to be less calories, but we're going to factor in our core macros. You go ahead and watch that video down below. That really allows you to see it from that point of view. So it can give you, just more information, more stuff to really learn. And essentially, it's going to give us the right frameworks to not go from traditional body method, but the right way, which is this lean approach, this aesthetic muscle, and to get honestly jacked. So again, we're not going to be doing this, guys. And this is funny, because I always thought when I wasn't tracking my stuff, I'd be under eating. I wouldn't know because I'm not tracking my stuff. And what would happen was I would not have enough fuel for my workouts. I'd feel tired. I just wouldn't really have the right amount of energy. And again, when I was overeating, I was feeling fat. Again, like the results were coming in. I was just looking, bloated, all this different stuff. So everything's built on the foundation of tracking our stuff. And again, guys, lack of consistency. This isn't a quick fix approach. It takes time, our patience for growth. But once we do this, you're not gonna, essentially like have to go back and fix some mistakes, because you're doing it the right way. So guys, these are the 4 pillars that I'm telling you would really change again, if you guys need to rewatch these first 2, the training, nutrition, it's literally gonna change so many things for us. And some key takeaways for our viewers. I don't know why I wrote that, but whatever. Key takeaways. It's mad funny. So key takeaways, again, smart eating, control calorie surplus to build muscle, not fat. Focus workouts are compound lifts and progressive overload for optimum muscle growth. Rest and recovery. And again, guys, the most important part about this is the muscle building happens outside of the gym during recovery, making sure we're, really just optimizing our results for, the best. I want to highlight that because I think it's really important. And again, avoid traditional bulking pitfalls. Like, I think, like, stick to like clean nutrition, guys. We talked about the whole foods. These are the stuff I wish it really stuck with me. And don't fall in the trap of overeating junk to bulk. This is bad funny, because like I always thought, like when I was starting, that I would have to eat McDonald's. I'd have to talk about more calories, more gains, when it just doesn't work. I'm sure you guys know. So okay, guys, I hope these I hope this really helped. This is literally like the exact blueprint I use over and over again. Let me just see where it says. for, you know, gaining 15 pounds in like 4 to 5 months. You can do this in 3. I'll also link Richie's testimonial on how he was able to do this using these frameworks. And again, guys, like, this is literally like, get the skill sets down now, and you could rinse and repeat this process. Again, I've done this 3 times already, and it works every single time. I mean, do you guys want to get ripped, jacked, good looking, and just like, you know, be your best self? Obviously. So that's why I hope this video just gave you everything you need. Again, guys, if you have any I don't know, comments, questions, anything that was kind of confusing that you need me to go in more detail, I can make another video about it. I can kind of, you know, give you some maybe more game on how I'd go about it. But again, guys, thank you for tuning into the channel. I hope this video was helpful. I just really try to give you everything that really helps me, because I've been on both sides. I know how it feels, and I just hope that you guys could really use this framework to be your best self, because this stuff literally changed my life. Again, I've been scrolling, I've been insecure, I've been on the other side. It's a lot better being on this side, and I hope everyone get on this side. Just use the right stuff. Traditional stuff does not work. You know, the bulking stuff doesn't work, guys. Yeah, I mean, it could work, but like, you're gonna go bulk and then a cut. It's just like, why? You know, why do that? We don't have to do that. We can use this and just like get the results we want. So again, guys, I'm gonna see you in the next video on the channel. Enjoy it. Let's get to work, and let's get, you know, our dream physique. Cheers.